All right, you've started studying a hypnosis program. How do you get the most out of it? We're going to answer that with Mike Mandel. We're going to have to, obviously, since we run the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy, we'll pretend that you're a student in our academy.
A lot of self-reference here.
Right, yeah, that's right. So you're studying hypnosis, Mike. How do you actually put the knowledge into skill? How do you get good at this stuff?
Well, one of the first things is to practice.
Right.
Attend the practice rooms. Jump into these facilitated sessions where our facilitators will bring the best out of your skill. That's what they're there for.
That's exactly right. So if you're taking any program, you're going to, let's say you're watching videos, it's a good idea to be, if they haven't given you practice activities, you'll have to look at the video training and go, what can I practice? What is the most logical little Lego building block that I could break this down into and study? So for example, if we were teaching Ericksonian, we do, but if we were teaching you Ericksonian hypnotic language and the idea of a run-on sentence, we would start by teaching you truisms, and the activity be revivification, something like that.
Sure.
Then we might teach you leading statements and how to do pacing and leading, and we'll give you practice exercises around that. So if you're in a program and you haven't been handed that, it sounded like I said you're in program. If you're in a program and you haven't been handed those kinds of practice activities, you'd need to come up with them on your own, and then, like Mike said, find someone to practice with, right?
Practice is irreplaceable. A few years ago, well, back it was 1992, 93, a friend of mine was all excited about learning language, and I love learning language. I know you're interested in it too. And he had bought a number of specific cassettes back then that you put on when you sleep. And listen, he was all excited. I'm just going to wake up and be able to speak Spanish and French and everything. Do you know how much he actually learned after putting hours in this? None. It doesn't work. You can't learn. You still have to practice a language. You have to practice speaking it and listening to it. It's the same with hypnosis. You have to actually practice it. And John Grinder gave me a great line, co-founder of NLP. I was having lunch with him. Yes, I was. And he said, I was telling him I was playing blues guitar. And my wife upstairs, I had blues playing in the house constantly, playing my Strat. My wife could not tell which was a Clapton riff on the recording and which was me. And I said, I had saturated myself just with the exposure to it and then the physicality, the practice. He said, it's the same with anything. You have to saturate yourself with the topic. So read, listen, think about hypnosis all the time, and then get out and practice it. It is the combination of the two. Saturation with the topic and then doing it that will turn you into an expert really quickly.
Right, and then here's your very transparent sales pitch, guys. That's why we introduced practice rooms at the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. And in the early days, we just had them available. You could go and use them whenever you want, and really just kind of hope someone else was there to practice with.
Right.
Well, now we run facilitated practice sessions. I think at current time, as of publishing this, we have 11 facilitated practice sessions per week with different activities, starting from very basic building blocks through to what we call the most complex thing that happens in there would be mini sessions. So simple mini interviews, mini hypnotic interventions.
Very safe place to learn it.
Yeah, and people are feeling very comfortable with the idea that they come in just as an observer in the beginning. Then they can test their waters, do a few things, screw up, and have people just cheer you on and lift you back up and help you, right? And then by a few weeks in, by a few weeks in, people are developing real hypnotic confidence.
Because we've got Noel, we've got Nathaniel, we've got Joe.
And we've got Joe, right.
People.
So this is the way that you get good at this stuff, by breaking down the lessons into bite-sized chunks, practicing those bite-sized chunks, and then moving on. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you wouldn't learn guitar by trying to play Purple Haze right out of the gate, right? You'd play a chord, or you'd learn a technique. You'd learn how to pluck a string.
You're sounding old. You're saying Purple Haze. It's wild.
Yeah, all right.
Find like-minded people to practice with. You can help each other with your techniques. Encourage active participation and consistent practice. Consistency is everything. In fact, consistency is everything. I began playing piano for the first time this year. Could not read music. Started with a trainer who comes to our home from the World Conservative Music, and playing for half an hour a day, even though we had to skip a lot in the summer. I'm reading music and I'm playing stuff by Bach now and Mozart. I mean, it's crazy, but it's the consistency of practice that's building in the neural pathways.
Bingo.
Be consistent and you'll get better in leaps and bounds.
So whether it be hypnosis or anything else, it's about learning and practicing. They have to go together. We'll make our favorite gesture. There we go. All right.
Do it again.
Check out the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. You can go to MikeMandelHypnosis.com. It's free to get started, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks once again, and good night.